Hello, Americans and people of countries A through Z. A whole bunch of countries are involved with Connecticut, but also interstates, since before our country was founded and through it. For example, all the retired and standing have self valued collusion slash S, and with counters to them and exceptions drawn as, and we can discern this since we are little kids, because we have black pupils, whites of eyes, for example. We have means to discern. The suburbs were designed by a breaching method. And nature showed us that. And anyone who tried to speak about it was sensed and preemptively by a breaching method that only permitted natures of industries and natures of experts. That it could show more and more they need to see discern what it needed to hide and needs to increasingly. Nature itself shows us that a human factory nature breaching method is one of the things that James Madison communicated all those distinct civil rights impositions were about. He also had declassified for us to communicate for himself and for everyone and for our founders, plural. That and how and why. No, not to pretend any of them had free speech. Everyone had to pretend other to an extent. We're supposed to understand that with the syntax regarding how they would get behind certain issues. They were only allowed to bring up the issues separate, even though hyperforeign, that which had, for example, I'm referring to the hyperforeign as that which had slavery, sickly distinctly southern colonies and sickly distinctly northern colonies, and then America's founders were born. It had brought everyone to natures of independence and unity, and the difference of that evaluations with fractured nature, quality aspects, as collusions, and defenses of themselves the only way they could, exactly the way the breaching method wanted and needs, only permitted to be, since before religious messengers were born. This is more probable and practical with regarding readings of the religious books too tactically sabotaged. Because, for example, our countries right through world wars, they have collusion with that breaching method that's changed what is actually recorded to have forced the Civil War. James Madison's communications, he communicated, you don't vote on slavery unless your collusions with a breaching method and pretending others to screen it. And so way worse. Let's all rehearse. So Judge Napolitano and people in the comments of his comment section are recorded collusions with a whole bunch of people tied to and as former director of the FBI and various natures of federal criminals, and some of them as co-defendants of his in a 2006 district court case, increasingly involved with intelligence families at and next to Fox Connecticut News and other networks. CBS News attached me to fake conversations with them. Please help CBS. Please help Fox News. Do what's right. YouTube Anthony Wall. Get me off the fake conversations with WFSB. They did this the worst. They have a whole bunch of people involved with Elm Streets in Rocky Hill and Wethersfield, and involved with the corner of the Elm Street in Rocky Hill and Wethersfield, off the corner of Elm Streets and Route 3. And conjunctions to it and to that, like the state judicial branch offices. This is also tied to all kinds of treatments because the interbranch and both sides of cases. Our founders demonstrate this is what's recorded too. And the interbranch and intelligence tied to them shared a whole bunch of countries at the same time. They are kept needing to hide the same quality aspects of nature use slash S collusions by used remotely. This breaching method used the factual nature quality aspects of nature of people A through Z remotely in ways no one fathoms relative to where and to how really, why and how, even though we have black pupils, whites of eyes, and have had since we were little kids, means to easily describe and to have understood how there was a breaching method, human factual nature breaching method, a communication sabotage method, and then it has to replace other. Everything the breaching method did, it did and does through our own at countries A through Z only allowed to have it entrenched.